Most people think the Bible is only about spiritual matters and has nothing to say about money. That's a costly misunderstanding. Scripture is full of principles that not only build your faith, but can also build your business, if you're willing to see them. And here's the truth that will challenge everything you've been taught. God never designed you to spend your whole life working 24/7 just to survive. The world system wants you trapped, paycheck to paycheck, bills piling up, dreams on hold. But the kingdom has a different economy. One where your gifts multiply, your resources work for you, and your time is freed to serve your calling. Imagine making money while you sleep, not through schemes or shortcuts, but by applying ancient wisdom to modern opportunities. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 7.5 strategies straight from Scripture's principles. Strategies that work in today's marketplace and can change your financial trajectory forever. Some of them you've heard about but never connected to the Bible. Others will surprise you. All of them are designed to help you honor God, provide for your family, and impact the world without living chained to your desk. Internet money, multiplying talents in the digital marketplace. In the parable of the talents, Matthew 25:14-30, Jesus praised the servants who multiplied what was entrusted to them. Today, the internet is the modern marketplace where talents can grow exponentially. With a single skill, whether writing, design, coding, or teaching, a person can create a product once and sell it infinitely. Digital products like ebooks, online courses, or templates require little overhead and can reach global audiences 24/7. This is a way to make money while serving people beyond your physical reach. Physical products in an online business are different. They require manufacturing, logistics, and inventory, which means higher barriers to entry. But even here, the principle remains. The more value you provide, the more money you can generate. Proverbs 22:29 reminds us, "Do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings." Skill and excellence set your products apart in a crowded market. The goal is not just to sell, but to serve with excellence. For someone starting out, the key is to find a niche that solves a real problem. Imagine creating a line of journals for entrepreneurs with daily scripture prompts, combining faith with productivity. This not only differentiates your product, but also connects deeply with a like-minded audience. Tools like Shopify or Squarespace make it possible to launch without knowing how to code. The work is front-loaded, but once systems are in place, your focus shifts to marketing and scaling. Marketing is where most Christian entrepreneurs underestimate the journey. Jesus said in Matthew 5:15, "Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl." Your product is that lamp. It needs to be seen. Partner with Christian influencers, run targeted ads, or use storytelling through social media to communicate why your product exists. A well-told story makes money flow more naturally because it builds trust before the sale. From a financial strategy perspective, the choice between low-ticket and high-ticket products matters. A $10 ebook may require hundreds of sales to reach $500, while a $200 coaching program may take only a few. Both are valid, but the timeline to make money will differ. Just as the servants in the parable had different amounts of talents, your starting resources will shape your approach. What matters is multiplying what you've been given, faithfully and strategically. Once your digital or physical product business gains traction, maintenance becomes simpler with automation and delegation. You can hire virtual assistants, use automated email campaigns, and track sales through dashboards. This is where it becomes closer to passive, but never without stewardship. Luke 16:10 reminds us, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." Managing the blessing well prepares you for the next opportunity. And that leads us into the second strategy, my personal escape, building a ministry through YouTube. For many, YouTube starts as a hobby, but for those with vision, it becomes a ministry and a business. Proverbs 18:16 says, "A gift opens the way and ushers the giver into the presence of the great." The platform allows you to share your gifts, teaching, storytelling, encouragement with the world while making money. The beauty of YouTube is that it compounds. Videos published today can continue generating views and income months or even years later. It's like planting seeds in multiple fields. Getting started is simple. Opening an account and uploading a video takes minutes. The challenge is standing out in a sea of millions of creators. Niche, high-quality content is key. Imagine a channel focused on biblical financial wisdom. Short, engaging lessons connecting scripture to real-world money decisions. Such a focus can position you as a trusted voice. In business, trust converts viewers into loyal subscribers and eventually into customers or donors. Making money on YouTube goes beyond ad revenue. While YouTube partner program requirements, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, can take time, there are other streams: affiliate marketing, selling your own products, or offering coaching. For example, a series on 7 biblical ways to make money could end with an invitation to join a paid online workshop. This way, your content serves, inspires, and generates income simultaneously. Consistency is where many give up. Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest." Uploading weekly, improving production quality over time, and engaging with your audience are forms of sowing seeds. Each video builds a library of content that continues working for you, bringing in views and making money long after it's posted. It's a patient farmer's game. One strategic move is creating evergreen videos, topics that stay relevant year-round. While trending content can give quick spikes in traffic, evergreen videos provide steady, long-term income. For instance, a tutorial on how to budget biblically will always find an audience. Evergreen content ensures that your business has a constant stream of seeds sprouting, regardless of season. The truth is, YouTube can be one of the most rewarding forms of passive income when treated as both ministry and business. It allows you to blend your calling with your financial goals. The stage is global, the audience is limitless, and the harvest potential is enormous. But to maximize this, you'll need to understand a second income stream that pairs perfectly with content creation: the Giver's Partnership, affiliate marketing with a kingdom purpose. Affiliate marketing is often misunderstood as something reserved for influencers with massive audiences. In reality, it's a form of partnership, and in biblical terms, partnership has always been a source of blessing. Philippians 4:17 says, "Not that I desire your gifts. What I desire is that more be credited to your account." When you recommend products that truly help people, you're sowing value and reaping a fair reward. Done with integrity, this can be both ministry and business. The core idea is simple. You promote someone else's product or service, and when people buy through your link, you make money. The key for kingdom-minded entrepreneurs is alignment. Only recommending what aligns with biblical values and genuinely benefits the customer. For example, a Christian could partner with companies selling high-quality study Bibles, faith-based courses, or productivity tools. This way, every sale supports both your mission and your audience's growth. Getting started is surprisingly accessible. Platforms like Share a Sale, Impact, or even direct brand affiliate programs offer opportunities for creators with small or large audiences. In business, relationships matter, and affiliate marketing is essentially relationship-based selling. Even a small, engaged email list or YouTube channel can outperform a huge audience with low trust. In fact, studies show micro-influencers often have higher engagement rates than big celebrities. The strategy here is content integration. Instead of hard selling, you weave product recommendations naturally into your teaching. For example, while teaching on biblical stewardship, you might demonstrate a budgeting software and provide your affiliate link. Proverbs 3:9 reminds us, "Honor the Lord with your wealth," and this includes being transparent about partnerships. Integrity builds credibility, which in turn builds income streams that last. One mistake to avoid is chasing every commission opportunity without discernment. The moment your audience feels like just a source of money, you lose influence. Affiliate marketing thrives on trust, and trust takes time to build. In the kingdom, our reputation is part of our witness, so every business decision must reflect that. Think long-term, not quick wins. When done wisely, affiliate marketing becomes more than just an income stream. It becomes a channel for spreading useful, edifying resources. The maintenance is low once your content is live, but the rewards can be ongoing. And when combined with another passive income strategy, the impact and revenue potential multiply. One-click stewardship. Investing God's way. Investing is one of the clearest modern applications of biblical stewardship. In the parable of the talents, the servant who buried his master's money was rebuked for not at least putting it in the bank to earn interest. Matthew 25:27. Today, wise investing allows your money to work for you while you focus on other parts of your business or ministry. The principle is simple: plant financial seeds in fertile ground and let time grow the harvest. Index funds are one of the most accessible and proven tools for this. Instead of buying shares in a single company, you buy into a fund that holds hundreds of them, spreading your risk. For example, an S&P 500 index fund includes giants like Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. This diversification mirrors Ecclesiastes 11:2. Invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. It's biblical risk management. For those starting small, the process can be as simple as opening an account with Fidelity or Vanguard. setting up an automated monthly investment and leaving it to grow. A consistent $200 a month into a good index fund can, over time, build substantial wealth. The beauty is that this doesn't require daily trading or constant monitoring. It's one-click stewardship. Set it up, and let compound growth do the work. Dividend stocks add another layer of passive income. These are companies that pay you regularly just for holding their shares. Think of it as owning a tree that not only grows in value but also drops fruit into your basket every quarter. From a biblical perspective, it reflects the blessing of Deuteronomy 28:12. The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to bless all the work of your hands. Caution is essential. Markets go up and down, and no investment is without risk. As Proverbs 21:5 warns, the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. This means doing research, seeking counsel, and avoiding get-rich-quick schemes. Long-term, consistent investing beats impulsive speculation every time. Once your portfolio is set and automated, the maintenance is minimal. You might review it quarterly, rebalance if needed, and continue sowing faithfully. This frees you to focus on other ventures while your investments quietly multiply. And speaking of multiplying, another form of asset creation can generate income for years without you lifting a finger. Your Majesty's reward, royalties, and the power of intellectual seeds. Royalties are the modern equivalent of planting a vineyard and enjoying the harvest year after year. Psalm 128:2 says, "You will eat the fruit of your labor. Blessings and prosperity will be yours." In business, royalties mean getting paid whenever someone uses your creation. A book, a song, a photo, or even a patented idea. Once the work is done and released, it can keep making money long after you've moved on to other projects. One of the most accessible forms of royalty income today is self-publishing. With platforms like Amazon Kindle, direct publishing, anyone can write an ebook and distribute it globally. Imagine creating a devotional on biblical principles for business success. Every copy sold is both income and ministry. Similarly, musicians can upload original worship songs to streaming platforms and receive monthly royalty payments. The key is creating something that meets a real need. Standing out in a crowded market requires strategy. Study what's already out there, find gaps, and position your work to fill them. Proverbs 18:15 tells us, "The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out." For example, if you see that most Christian finance books ignore practical U.S. market strategies, you can combine biblical wisdom with real-world investment tips to create a unique product. Marketing is just as important as creation. A well-written book with no visibility is like a lamp hidden under a basket. Build an email list, engage with online communities, and offer early access to trusted readers in exchange for reviews. These initial voices can help push your work higher in search rankings, making it easier to sell. In business, momentum compounds. The more visible you are, the easier it becomes to make money. The beauty of royalties is their scalability. A single ebook or song can be sold or streamed millions of times without additional work. This is why it's considered one of the most passive forms of income once established. Your intellectual seeds continue producing long after the planting season is over, freeing your time for new ventures. With royalties in place, you create a base of income that doesn't rely on your daily presence. This gives you flexibility to explore larger, more capital-intensive opportunities. And one of the most time-tested wealth builders in both scripture and history is the ownership of land, the collector's wisdom, real estate, and the biblical principle of land ownership. From the earliest pages of scripture, land has been a symbol of blessing and inheritance. In Genesis 17:8, God promises Abraham the whole land of Canaan. "I will give as an everlasting possession to you and your descendants." Owning real estate has long been a cornerstone of wealth building, and in modern business it remains one of the most stable ways to make money. The difference today is that you don't always need vast sums to begin. Real estate crowdfunding platforms allow investors to pool resources and purchase properties together. With as little as a few $100s, you can own a share of income-producing real estate without managing tenants or fixing leaky roofs. Ecclesiastes 11:2's wisdom on diversification applies here too. Spreading investments reduces risk and increases stability. This approach opens doors for those who once thought real estate was out of reach. For those with more capital, traditional rental properties can create steady, monthly cash flow. Imagine owning a small duplex and renting each unit. The rent covers the mortgage, and over time, the property appreciates. Done right, this is a business where the asset pays for itself while growing in value. Plus, Land ownership carries a sense of permanence and security that other investments often lack. Like all ventures, wisdom and diligence are essential. Proverbs 24:27 advises, "Put your outdoor work in order and get your fields ready. After that, build your house." This means researching neighborhoods, understanding market trends, and calculating potential returns before investing. The wrong purchase can drain money instead of multiplying it, so preparation is key. Maintenance in real estate can range from minimal, in crowdfunding or triple net leases, to intensive, in hands-on property management. The goal for passive income is to set up systems or hire property managers to handle the work. This frees you to enjoy the benefits of ownership without becoming a full-time landlord. Over time, equity builds and cash flow strengthens your financial foundation. Once established, real estate income can provide the stability that allows you to explore more dynamic opportunities. And in today's digital economy, one of the fastest growing yet most misunderstood arenas is cryptocurrency. But with discernment, it too can serve as a tool for kingdom-minded wealth building. The giver's increase. Crypto staking through a lens of discernment. Cryptocurrency often sparks two extreme reactions: unbridled excitement or complete avoidance. As kingdom-minded entrepreneurs, we're called to approach new opportunities with both faith and discernment. Proverbs 14:15 warns, "The simple believe anything, but the prudent give thought to their steps." Crypto staking, earning rewards for holding and supporting a blockchain network, can be a legitimate way to make money, but it must be done wisely. In practical terms, staking is like depositing money in a high-yield account, except you're securing a blockchain instead of a bank. In return, you earn interest that can range from modest to very high, depending on the coin. For a business owner, this can be an additional stream of income that requires little day-to-day effort, but unlike a savings account, crypto values can fluctuate wildly. The first rule is stewardship. Never invest money you can't afford to lose. Before staking, make sure your foundational finances are in order: emergency fund, retirement savings, and debt management. Luke 14:28 says, "Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost?" Staking is not a replacement for sound financial planning. It's an addition once the basics are secure. Choosing where and what to stake is critical. Reliable platforms and reputable coins reduce the risk of losing your investment. For example, staking established coins like Ethereum on trusted exchanges carries less risk than chasing obscure tokens promising outrageous returns. In business, high returns often come with high risk. Discernment is your best defense. One of the benefits of staking is its low maintenance. Once your coins are locked in, the process is mostly automated, generating rewards while you focus on other ventures. It's the digital equivalent of letting the land rest, while it still produces fruit. Leviticus 25:4-5. However, prices can drop and that can erase gains, so monitoring the market periodically is still wise. When approached with caution and integrity, crypto staking can serve as a modern tool for resource multiplication. It's not about chasing hype, but about using every available channel to expand your capacity to bless others. And speaking of using resources to bless, there's one final strategy that turns you into the lender rather than the borrower: the helper's hand. Lending as a modern Joseph strategy. In Genesis 41, Joseph stored grain during years of abundance, so that Egypt could lend and sell during years of famine. This principle still applies in today's economy. Crypto lending, offering your digital assets to others in exchange for interest, mirrors that role of provision. Instead of grain, you're lending money in digital form, and instead of barns, you use lending platforms to manage transactions. Done wisely, this can be both profitable and impactful. The concept is straightforward. You deposit your crypto into a platform, a borrower provides collateral, and in return you earn interest. Rates can range from modest to high, depending on the asset and demand. For a business owner, this can transform idle digital assets into an active income stream. It's the same principle as the parable of the talents, putting resources to work rather than letting them sit unused. As with Joseph's preparation, discernment is critical. Not every borrower will be reliable, and not every platform is trustworthy. Proverbs 22:7 reminds us, "The borrower is slave to the lender, and as the lender, you must ensure that the arrangement is secure." Choosing platforms with strong collateral requirements and transparent operations helps reduce risk. In business, security is part of stewardship. One major risk in crypto lending is volatility. If the collateral's value drops sharply, repayment can be jeopardized. To mitigate this, focus on well-collateralized loans and avoid lending large portions of your portfolio to any single borrower or platform. Ecclesiastes 11, Two's diversification principle applies here as well. Spread your lending across multiple assets and platforms. The maintenance is minimal once the loan is in place, but periodic reviews are wise. Market conditions can change, and staying informed protects your earnings. The goal is to create a system where your assets are working for you, providing steady returns while you focus on other kingdom and business endeavors. Lending, when done wisely, turns stored resources into flowing channels of provision. By applying Joseph's wisdom to modern finance, you position yourself not only to make money, but to be a source of blessing in times of scarcity. And when all these 7.5 biblical strategies work together, they form a diversified foundation for both spiritual and financial growth, setting the stage for a powerful introduction to your audience. You've just seen 7 biblical strategies that prove you don't have to work 24/7 to build a life of impact and provision. But knowledge without action is wasted seed. Which of these strategies will you plant this week? Which one will you commit to mastering over the next 12 months? Remember, the harvest doesn't come to those who only hear, it comes to those who do. What would your life look like if your business was running, money was multiplying, and your time was free to focus on God's calling? Would you finally launch that ministry, travel to serve where He sends you, or simply spend more time with your family? These choices are within your reach, but only if you start now. Write in the comments, "I will make money with purpose, not greed." And watch how this powerful declaration begins to shift the course of your business and your finances from this day forward. Your next step is simple. Pick one strategy, apply it with excellence, and refuse to quit until it bears fruit. And if this message has stirred something in you, consider supporting our ministry through the link in the description, subscribing to the channel, and activating notifications so you can keep growing in Kingdom Finance.